Remember, the frequency is 92.3 Nigeria Info. And what are we going to talk about? I promised and advertised earlier, we'll talk about the media and the perception people have of River State. Now, the media is saddled with the responsibility of informing, educating, and basically reporting activities happening in society. Now, sometimes these reportages are good or about good activities. At other times, they are about bad activities. The other day we were talking about foreign investments into various states, and we said for the first 9 months or for 9 months of the year, from January to September, River State did not record such investments. And some people said, it probably was because of the back and the forth politically. We just talked about politics of bitterness, and it could have been about the politics of bitterness in the state. That's why we did see such investment about changements in the state. And it got me thinking on that day, and I remember asking, we went back and we saw some of the reportage that happened, but they really did happen nonetheless. We saw, the court cases, we saw all of the issues that happened in River State, the explosions, all of those stories, the statements and counter statements by the political actors. We saw all of that, and the media reported. And the media. So I was about to say that the media should play a good role in ensuring that the perception will have a perception that are good, a perceptions that can help River State thrive. And this is not the first time the governor is saying. He said when people see reports in the media, some would say River State is a no-go area. River State should not be a place where we should go because of the kind of reports that we get. But the question then is, how else should these reportage be done if not to report what is happening in the state? Can we argue that the political actors also have a role to play in terms of the perception of the state? And I'm not talking about one side. I'm talking about all of the political actors. I'm not just referring to the governor, but I'm talking about all of the political actors. Well, let's read Governor advice that the media must stop portraying the state in a negative way. Governor Fubara said this when the State Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Israel Nguelo, led organizers of the Abuja International Carnival 2024 and delegation of the Rivers State team to the Carnival to present the trophy they won to the Government House in Port Harcourt yesterday. The governor described this as one of the most peaceful despite what he called political propaganda. So, I'm thinking, really, is that political propaganda in the media space? Have we really portrayed? I'm not just hard facts now, not just Nigerian info now. I'm talking the media generally, the media and River. What is and what is because remember at some point in the year. Whether it was Channels TV, whether it was a Rice TV, whether it was Nigeria Info, whether it was any other radio station or almost any other radio station in River State, we were talking about the politics in River State. They happened or they did not happen. I'm wondering. But we're talking about defection. We're talking about the court cases, Federal High Court, State High Court. We're talking about who is the right House of Assembly. So at what point did we portray River State in a bad light? And that's a conversation I really would love to have with you, if you would oblige me the honor, and tell me what your thoughts are. And if you say and argue, like the governor, that we have portrayed the state in a bad light or in a negative way, how then can we report these stories when they happen? Should we ignore them? Because if we ignore them, then a lot of you will not know that such things have happened. Imagine if we did not talk about the attempt to impeach the governor. That's how it all started, remember. Imagine the media had not talked about it, had not responded to press briefings. I don't know. But what are your thoughts? Let's take a listen to the governor.
More excited with kind words that they laid out. Let this information
yeah. It can be everywhere that is, suffering from unrest. But are these things real? Are these things there? Should we report them? Should we not report them? And sometimes, I do admit that sometimes when there is good news, like what the governor was referring to, it doesn't make for conversations that some of you want to talk about. It doesn't make for those kind of conversations. And by the way the media is structured is not just Kalada, it's not just Andrew or any other presenter that you're aware of, or a newscaster as well. It's also about you, because you get an opportunity to air your views and tell us about your thoughts on issues that have made the news. So I don't know, how well do you think the media has portrayed River State? How well do you think the media can portray River State? What are the things you think should be done? Because once again, if these things were not reported, a lot of you would not have been in between and the positive image of River State. Do you think the political actors have the major role in terms of portraying state? Let's go to the phone line, but first there is a commercial. When we return, you and I will talk to staging, please. All right, let's go to the phone lines now. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. We have been talking about the role of the media in creating a positive perception of Rivers State. So outsiders can, because the governor was speaking not too long ago, talking about how people think Rivers State is a war zone and so much unrest because of, how the state is portrayed on social media generally. And the question is, can we read these things like history, the happenings, the good or bad that is, occurring in the state? So your thoughts, should we blame the political actors or should we blame the media? And if we are blaming the media, how can we, the media, because you're also part of the media, how can we, the media, ensure that Rivers State is portrayed in we're not demarketing the state, basically. All right, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. Remember that even in the past administration, that conversation about demarketing the state would pop up usually, once it will come up, and the question still remains, are we really the market? It's what is happening. If we want the state to be, because the headquarters of some media houses, top media houses, is situated in Lagos, but we don't see these kinds of reports emanate from Lagos State or even Abuja, for instance. So what can we do differently? Or should we not have these conversations, especially the sensitive ones, more like the political ones? Should we ignore them? Should we not talk about them? Should we? That's the question. People will never agree entirely on issues. So if when it's political, when it's sensitive, there will be diverse opinions, and the media is supposed to take as many of these opinions as possible, to give a good outlook or to give a good view of what really the people are thinking, to capture as many of those views. Does that portray the media in the bad light? Anyways, let's go to the phone lines. The phone lines are beeping. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number 0809 0306 Let's come here. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Your name, your location, your contribution.
Canada, good afternoon once more.
Clinton is on the street. Clinton, welcome. Tell me your name.
Thank you very much. The truth of the matter is that it's not just the media that will receive the blame. I think the political actors in Rivers State have played a huge role in demarketing the state.
How do you mean?
The crisis, the self-inflicting crisis, because some of these crises are self-inflicting. We inflict upon ourselves. And we picture our state as a volatile state, that if you don't agree to my own, the state will burn.
Okay.
So when you see this kind of scenarios playing out, media houses will definitely leave this kind of stories, because these are the kind of stories that sell. And when they leave these stories, it goes viral easily.
Okay, well, Clinton, let me pause you. Why are these stories kinds of stories that should sell? You've tagged it or termed it divisive. You've termed it sensitive. But why are these divisive? These, political stories of bitterness, stories that sell the most. Does it also speak of how we, the people, think?
Good. Nigerians, we have a lot of negative news that paints our country bad, news that make us look as if we are not good. There's no element of good in us. That's the kind of news we want to read. But if we see a good story coming from a particular sector, we will never read that story. We will never appraise that story. But so far it's a bad news, that's the kind of one we want to comment on. That's the kind of one we want to trend, and it's bad. And these are the things we need to change as a people going forward, because we want progress in this particular River State. River State is where all of us live. Our businesses are here. Our families are here. If we continue to demarket River State, if we continue to make rivers look volatile, how would investors come into this state?
So Clinton, are you saying we are actually making rivers still look volatile? I want you to say that. I want you to answer that.
That's the truth.
Oh, okay.
The media should also tune down.
Okay.
Rivers sons and daughters, tune it down. The political gladiators, tune it down.
Okay.
So that investors can come to our state.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Investors can come. Turn it down, he says. Turn it down. Missed that one. Please do call back and let's get your thoughts. The role of the media in the development of River State cannot be overemphasized, I should say. But have we done it rightly? Are we doing it rightly? Do we portray the state in a bad light? 92.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon. Yeah, please introduce yourself, please.
Chinke Daniel Mogeto Zwako.
All right, Chinke Daniel, welcome.
Yes, for me, I think the governor should be grateful to the media.
How do you mean?
Yes, it's not only the ones in River State. Even the one in Abia. Mogeto Zwako is in Abia. We listen to other radio stations from Abia, mostly to the situation that he has found himself now on the political buhara that is going on in River State. Let's take this for instance. Asking questions. What has the governor done that you want to impeach him? And the media, people are calling him, asking that question. Is it not to his own benefit? Well, if he wants to shut the media, not to talk about it.
No, it's not. It's not shutting. It's not shutting. It's pleading with, portraying the state in the positive. Two different things now. Portraying the state in the positive light is a plea, not shutting it down.
Okay. What I mean is that if people should not talk about those things to me, to his own benefit, then I don't. For me, I think that the media is playing a great role to him.
Okay. All right, Chinke Daniel thinks otherwise. All right, thank you. I've got Okonkwo from Rumukuta. Okonkwo, welcome.
Thank you. The man of the people.
Good evening. I greet you.
The blame should not be apportioned to the media or the media practitioners. And my point is that I am aware, except if you, as a media practitioner, says otherwise to my comment. I'm aware that the media practitioner, they have their professional rule of engagement.
Yes, they do.
How they should pass information. And since they have their rule of engagement, it will not be wise for somebody to come and ask them change it. Just like in River State, we have two groups to the State House of Assembly, and they have been challenging themselves. Should the media houses and media practitioners not present that matter exactly how those matters happen?
But there is Okonkwo now. There is the tendency that while you're presenting how it is, it has played out, that you might want to add salt and maggi and okra and all the other likes. You're not laughing. There is that tendency.
People, except on that ground, because a media practitioner is trained, not to paraphrase the information. And from from your reportage, I don't think I've seen that. Even when people come up with a destructive criticism, I do hear you warn them. And even at times you cut them off. So the blame should not come from the media or the media practitioners, but the blame should come from the politicians who eat all the politics. And they insult themselves and use derogatory language.
And we have to report those language, and we have to report it. And we have to report it. Okay. So
they are people to be blamed.
All
and
right.
then the people demarcating River State. If they stop today, man of the people, if they stop today, everything that is negative will never be experienced in Port Harcourt.
All right. Thank you very much, Okonkwo. I've got to go. Joseph, sorry, do call back if you can, and let's talk. Let's see. There's a message for me here, and this one says the governor should take a Okay, come on now. He said, we will report what is happening in the state and country. If it does bad, we will report it. And if it does good, the same is applicable. You should know that we will not speak good of him and he should stop all these cover-up games. We will continue to speak for the better of Rivers State and Nigeria at large, Very Bokobiti. But is it for the better? When we say, oh, they are killing people, and it's just in one small corner, do people really, outside of River State, investors are listening? Are we not demarketing? Are we not maintaining evil in a society? Because there's no utopian society, by the way. I keep saying that. That's one of my favorite statements. No society is perfect. And if that is the case, I've got Court from Uniport. Court, welcome. What is on your mind? Please talk to me.
Yeah, good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Canada, I think media are doing the right thing. Because if something happens, it's through the media, it will be in the public domain.
Okay.
That's the duty of the media.
Okay.
We can see in U.S., they attend assassination about Trump. Did the radio there did not announce it? Television they over carry it. Newspaper carry it. Are they portraying U.S. in the background? Because it happened. So they cannot throw it away. You cannot add what did not happen. So I believe that media are doing the right thing by bringing those things in the public domain.
Okay.
If you don't want the River State to be like that, then receive from those things that will make you the paint in the public domain. You understand my point? You cannot pretend where the state is on fire.
Okay, Court. Let me give an example. Now, look at the media. I mean, I'm a media practitioner, and I'm not taking sides on this one. So look at the way the media, and I'm not just talking Nigeria Info now, look at the way the media reported all of the political drama, the fights, the boxing, the burning, the destruction. Compare it to how they're reporting the commissioning and flagging off of projects. Is it the same energy? Is it the same vibe? Is it the same momentum?
It's the same thing today.
Oh, it is?
Because even those places that governor are going to commission something today or flag out today, when you listen to your news, people are playing Django. People are praising governor for doing well. So if you do bad, people will also talk about it.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. So it's there.
Okay. All right, Court.
So
thank you.
I think the leader are doing the other work.
All right. Thank you, Court. Well said. Triumphant is calling from Gokana. Triumphant, welcome. What is on your mind, please?
Yes. Thank you, man of the people.
All right.
The media is the fourth estate of the earth.
So they say.
That tells how important it is to the development of every society. And as such, the media has to be very selective in the news they will disseminate to the populace. You understand? Why we understand that most of the political actors where most of these crises and want to portray it in their interest. The media has to be selective when they are disseminating this information for overall development and interest. You understand? Again, Mr. Kalaka, the media also has to there's what we call solution journalism. This is solution journalism. Set agenda for the government. You don't just allow everything that is happening to be aired. And sometimes by way of your programs and maybe some of soundbites in place, government should be aware that these are some of the key areas people are expecting.
Triumphant, when you say we should be selective, okay, in what areas should the media select? Because you're part of the media, by the way. Because some of you will call in and say things that I don't want you to say, but you say I'm shutting you up. So you're also part of the media, and I'm wondering, what are the things that should be selected and allowed to be? Of course, we know we can use hate speech, we can use foul languages and all of that, but talking about conversations, what kind of conversations should we not have?
Yes, one of the people.
Yeah.
You as a journalist, you know called gatekeeping in journalism. Gatekeeping. That means everything that is brought to your studio will not be allowed to be aired because it has a lot of impact. There's simultaneous, heterogeneous, and simultaneous. A lot of people are gathering most of these messages at the same time, and that has something to play on their mind. So proper gatekeeping in journalism has to be properly monitored.
All right. Thank you. Triumphant have got to go. Proper gatekeeping, he says. I wonder if that's a solution. But let's listen to Lawson from Yenagua and what he has to say. Welcome.
Kalada, it's a good thing you brought this up. The media is a major problem in Nigeria.
Okay, tell me about it.
It's a major problem is that the Nigerian media believe in sensational journalism.
Okay.
Not investigative journalism.
Okay.
They don't investigate stories.
Okay.
They immediately they get the story. These sensational headlines. They will just run with it. They don't investigate. So, and then the media, again, when there are issues between the political actors, you will see the media divided, supporting each side. Even in River, in fact, the River says you are just about the only person.
No. Let's not do that. Lawson, please don't get me haters. Criticize all of us together, please. Criticize all of us together. Thank you.
In River State, the media is divided.
Okay.
You will see some clearly, openly supporting the governor. You will see some most of them supporting even the governor.
Okay.
They don't report the story. They don't report the way it is. They just want to take sides. That is how the media. See, when Buhari was president, he said he doesn't know why the media don't report the stories, some of the things that he is doing. He feels he has done some things, but they are not reporting all those things, and he doesn't know why. The only thing they do is negative news. Those are the ones.
So you're saying the media thrives on negativity.
Good.
Okay.
See, for instance, if the Nigerian military they tell the media that we have killed some Boko Haram and terrorists and all that. They will say where show us, bring it, let us see it. But once the news come and say the terrorists have killed some Nigerian soldiers, they will say yes.
But you see, Lawson, you're wrong. The media still ask where. They go there sometimes. I'm going somewhere. They always do. I'm in the media and I'll tell you. Lawson, they always do. They ask the eyewitnesses.
I know you are part of the media.
Okay.
And you want to stand in for
No,
the media.
I'm not standing in for
that. I am telling you that the reason why Nigeria is the way it is and things are looking so bad is because the media don't report the true story of things.
Okay, all right then.
They don't report the true story of things.
All right then.
If only the media can take their time, like United States and Europe. When you get the story, investigate.
Lawson, I've got to go.
Canada,
yeah.
The media need to change their ways.
Okay, fine.
Especially these sensational headlines.
All right, finally, I've got one more. I need to take one more call.
To this country a lot of good.
Okay, all right. Alex is not with us and is disconnected there, the call. But let's read messages because I do not have much time. This one says, I live on a philosophy that says, if you don't want to be called a bad person, you should stop doing bad things. In view of the political disagreement since the 30th of October 2023 till date, I think Governor Fubara has more of the blame, not the media. Yes, whether right or wrong, there was an impeachment news of the governor, but should the governor have resorted to disdainful disregard and disobedience to the Nigerian constitution and lawful institutions of government? The answer is capital no. Former President Buhari faced some legislative antagonism and hostility during the leadership of Senator Bukola Saraki and Honorable Dugara's led National Assembly, but former President Buhari didn't demolish the National Assembly. Neither did the former president say he do recognize the legislators even when it is unconstitutional to do so. Governor Fubara's insistence on engaging in these illegalities is the reason for the escalation of the political disagreement. Assuming the governor follows the path of legality from the beginning, the tension and reportage wouldn't have been to this level today. Fiaga has his own opinion on that. But let's come here where the premier says, for me, the media are absolutely doing their legitimate job by reporting what is brought to her, what they see, and what they are paid to air. The entire blame goes to the stakeholders and players. If the political class fails to package their past, present, and future activities, then there is nothing anybody can do. All right, let's come here. This one says, KDB, if the governor needs good reportage about his works, he should invest in media. Bad news goes fast all over the world. Wike was building flyovers and was calling media brief every day. That is why he was called Mr. Project. Media is doing the right thing. Emmanuel from Iwafe. Okay, let's come here. All right, someone is sending me a revocation of lands in Abuja, but that's not my conversation. Maybe we'll talk about it some other time. But this one says, to be sincere with you, I think the media is overdoing it when it comes to reporting political events in Rivers State. These days, once you put on your radio, you're inundated with so many political news that we don't get to know what is happening in other spheres of life in the state. I think we should talk more about development challenges and some other issues the citizens face on the day-to-day in Rivers State. The politicians have taken advantage of this trend to be harassing the people with their shenanigans on a daily basis. If we cut down on political reportage, it will reduce the political tension in the state. John from Port Harcourt. But how then do we know what the politicians are doing? Because if we cut it down, it means that we would not have to report a lot of the things the politicians in the corridor of power are doing. And it means that they may just get away with so many things. I understand your arguments, but then again, think of the conundrum the media finds itself in. But this one says, in my opinion, the media is supposed to be the image makers of every society. But in the case of Rivers State, most times, I think the media is biased. Reasons being that most of the media outfits are paid to defend certain interests and political gladiators. Now, we talked about defamation yesterday, and this sounds like one. But you know what's going on? You said very sentimental and biased set of people. Sometimes, even when your guests are misinforming the listeners, you don't let us debunk with superior arguments, all in the name of we are attacking personalities, even when we're not. Ikiroma Oiye Michael from NTA Road. All right, let's come here. This one says, Rogers Okabe from Orabali. Please, Governor Sim should consider fishing trawlers to make fish available to Rivers people to prove its love. Interesting. I wonder how that connects with our conversation. But this one says, it looks like the governor and his predecessor somewhat coming to a compromise, hence is trying to blame the media for fueling their conflict. Emeka Jacob Eleberi. Oh, what a way to look at it. Addition says, for me, the blame should be the political gladiators. The media is doing their primary responsibility, reporting and informing what's happening in our public domain. The media should not be blamed in view of the markets in Rivers State. Onatek Clinton West. All right, this one says, I hardly ever change my radio station from Nigeria Info to any other, so my judgment is based on what I hear from the station. If someone unfamiliar with the happenings in Rivers State listens to the station, they might think you are overly passing or praising the government. Anyways, I've got to go for a commercial. When I do come back, I read that text.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.